Good day everyone, I am Julie Bernadette Villanes from Siquijor State College, and today we are gonna talk about world myth. Mythical creatures are beings or monsters that have been imagined or invented by humans. Some have been proven true and some are still not. So let us start with Bigfoot. As you can see in the picture, it looks like an ape and it is tall. It is as tall as 2 men. And the size of the foot is around 13 to 15 inch. Bigfoot is also known as Sasquatch, and Bigfoot is the contrary of snowman. So Andrew Gonzalez, who is a photographer with Humboldt Times, has taken a picture while he was walking in the woods. He saw this big footprints and took a picture of it and posted it in their magazine, saying that this could make a good Sunday morning story. He did not know that this will become a legend. Around 1970s, when people hear the word Bigfoot, they would think of it as someone that is a sexual predator. But later on, because of the movie Harry and the Henderson, Bigfoot picture has become an environmentalist. He has become a symbolism to protect environment because it is his natural habitat. In 2002, when Andrew Gonzalez died, that was when their children has told the media that everything was a hoax. They told the media the story that it was only for fun and that Bigfoot isn't real at all. But even though that this has been proven, people has kept on believing Bigfoot is real. Our next mythical creature is the Chupacabra. Here you will see two different pictures, but those are Chupacabras. The first one looks like a humanoid reptile. This is how Tolentino described a Chupacabra. And the second one looks like a hybrid of a dog or a canine or a coyote. So as you can see, there are two different descriptions of the image, and we will see when it was described. Chupacabra came from the Spanish two words. The chupar means to suck and cabra means goat. Chupacabra are known to be goat's blood sucker because in 1995, that was when they were first spotted, when domesticated animals such as sheep, goat, dogs, even chicken was eaten, but only for blood. But in 2000, people have been saying that they saw a different type of Chupacabra. These were generally a canine in appearances but hairless. When actual specimens were produced, they were identified by biologists as coyotes, dogs, or canine hybrids. The animal owed their strange appearance to hair loss, resulting from mange, an infestation. This is a myth, actually, and if a person is infected, this becomes an itchy rash. So the second mythical creature that we have has been proven true, but not a new species. It is only a type of dog or a family of dog that has been infected. Our next mythical creature is the elves. They are human-looking, but they are very small and they have pointy ears. They are human in nature, but they have magical powers and that they age slowly compared to us. There are two types of elves. The dark elves are described with dark skin and pitch black hairs. They are recognized for their immense power. This is usually, if you have seen some movies, dark elves are usually the bad guys because they are very powerful. And we have the light elves. This symbolizes heaven with beauty unmatchable. They are creatures with radiance brighter than the sun. This came from Norse mythology. For the next mythical creature, we have fairies. So they came from European folklore and literature. Fairies are similar to elves, but they have wings like butterflies. So from pre-Christian Europe time, fairies was actually distinguished as spirits or deities. As Christianity spread, these beings or fairies were demoted to either being a race that lived parallel to humans or humanity. There are different types of fairies. It could be a dwarf, an elf, a goblin, leprechauns, even pixies. So our next mythical creature is leprechaun. But unlike the fairies that we know, the original leprechaun wasn't as light as the second pictures is. It is actually a trickster that hates people who are greedy. So this came from Irish folklore in Ireland. This is a type of fairy. They have two iconic colors. First is the red leprechaun, but through time it changed into the green leprechaun that we know. So the leprechaun is originally a trickster because if you ask for a gold, he would give you 3 wishes just like a genie. And then you have to carefully make a wish because he will find a loophole in there that could trick you. So in Saint Patrick's Day, which is the Leprechaun Day, celebrated every March 17th of the year, they celebrate wearing this green color that symbolizes the leprechaun. The festival was held because they believe that whoever catches a leprechaun, the leprechaun must give them the pot of gold that he hides at the end of the rainbow. And the next mythical creature that we're going to talk about is Sandman. If you have watched the Race of the Guardians, you will be familiarized with what the Sandman does. This came from Central and Northern European folklore. Sandman is the person or a magical being that is in charge all related things to sleep, which means dreams. It is said that if you wake up with a morning glory or a sandy feeling in your eye, that was the Sandman's working. So Sandman, as you can see in the picture, he holds 2 umbrellas. The first umbrella is for the good children. He sprinkled them with sand and gave them good dreams. But the second umbrella are for the bad or mean children. When he sprinkled that on top of them, they will not dream of anything and they will wake up heavy-hearted. So the last mythical creature that we have is very famous that almost everyone on earth knows about. This is Santa Claus. Santa Claus is actually a real-life person. This is Saint Nicholas, who was born around 280 AD in Patara. The story of Saint Nicholas, or the life story of him, is that his mother and father is having a trouble conceiving a child. So they prayed that they will have a child, which is Saint Nicholas. But around that time, Saint Nicholas has an uncle who is like a bishop in a church and saw that Saint Nicholas is a natural born kind person. So he encouraged him to be a person of God or to always be at church. Later on, he became the Bishop of Myra, much admired for his piety and kindness. Saint Nicholas became the subject of many legends. It is said that he gave away all of his inherited wealth and traveled the countryside helping the poor and the sick. He is the patron of children because while he was alive, it was seen that he was very close to kids and that he would always give gifts even if there was no occasion. So the Santa Claus name was actually from Nick's Dutch nickname Sinterklaas, which later on got pronounced into Santa Claus. The Santa Claus, otherwise known as Saint Nicholas or Kris Kringle, has a long history steeped in Christmas traditions. Today, he is thought mainly as the jolly man in red who brings toys to good girls and boys on Christmas Eve. So that is the first picture that has been evolved. So for the last mythical creature that we have, he is actually real, but the Santa Claus that we have now is just an inspired version of Saint Nicholas. So that would be all for my presentation for the world myth. We have 7 creatures we have discussed. I hope you have learned something from this video, and thank you.